This is Breaking News on ABC4 News.
We begin tonight with breaking news. 5 family members found dead in their West Valley City home. The youngest victim, just 2 years old, and police say this is a homicide. We have team coverage with Annika Johns. She's following up with what neighbors have to say tonight. But first, let's go to ABC4 anchor Sarah Murphy, who was there as police spoke, gave an update a short time ago. Sarah, bring us up to speed what we should know here.
Well, hey there, Brian. As you can imagine, a tragedy has happened here tonight in West Valley City. We're in a neighborhood right now this evening, and I want to recap what you just shared with us. We spoke with police. They got here around 2 o'clock this afternoon. They entered a home, and they say when they got inside, they found 5 family members shot dead. Again, you mentioned there were children. 3 of them were children. The youngest was 2 years old. The oldest of those 5 victims, a 42-year-old man. Police tell us on top of those 5 family members, there's one other, a 17-year-old boy who's in the hospital tonight with gunshot wounds. A lot of information coming in today, and I want to show you what we're seeing here at this point tonight. Take a look. This house with a few lights on, this is the home. If you look over these white vans here, this is the home that police entered, finding those bodies, again, around 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's around 9:20 tonight, so hours later. But if you take a look a little bit to your left, you'll see still a very active scene here on this Tuesday night. We've seen police enter the home. We know just recently, moments ago, they did obtain a search warrant allowing them to go inside. We've seen medical examiners entering and exiting the home. Again, a very active scene to what we are told and what we're expecting to be a very long investigation. We spoke with West Valley City Police, and they say what's happened here today and what they've seen happen here today, they wouldn't describe it as completely normal.
This is far beyond anything routine. This is not something that you see, in a regular situation.
You heard it from West Valley City Police right there. They do not describe this as routine. In fact, they shared one statistic with us that I want to share with you because it really stuck out. They tell us for all of 2024, this entire past year, in West Valley City, they've only seen 4 homicides for the entire year. They tell us what they've seen in this neighborhood tonight more than doubles that number for the year of 2024. Again, Brian, an active scene here tonight. We do know police obtained that search warrant to enter the home. We've been watching them do that. But again, we're expecting this to continue on throughout this evening. Brian.
Sarah, given this is so uncommon and given the grisly nature of the scene inside that home right now, do we know anything about the counseling that these first responders are going to need when this investigation wraps up?
As soon as police told us the exact ages of the people involved, 3 of them, 3 of the 5 were children. That's a question we asked them of how do you move forward handling this? West Valley City Police do tell us they have counseling options. They have options out there to help their officers who are working this investigation tonight continue to try and deal with what they've seen today and try and move forward. Again, this is just the start of what they expect to be a lot happening in the future. So I'm sure that's an option they'll continue to rely on as things move forward. Brian, back to you.
Okay, Sarah, we'll be watching this. We want to continue our team coverage now with ABC4's Annika Johns. She's hearing from neighbors who are trying to cope with what happened in their neighborhood. Annika, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Brian, so we've spoken to numerous neighbors here, and as you can see, we're just here in a normal neighborhood, right? Could just be like the one you have at your home. And many of them say they didn't really know the neighbors all that well. They had seen them coming and going from their home, but hadn't interacted with them all that much. Now, we spoke to one individual who lives just a couple houses down from where this tragedy took place, and he says he's lived here since 1973, and he has never ever seen something like this to this extent in his own neighborhood, let alone anywhere near him here in West Valley City. Take a listen to what he has to say.
Well, first, Lee, my neighbor over there, he come over and said, have you seen anybody at that house? And I said, no. I says, they keep to themselves. I don't know nothing. And then he said, well, the dog hasn't been fed in 2 or 3 days, and the neighbor's worried about what if somebody's home or whatever. And so, he says, I said, there's nothing you can do legally. I'm not going over there and knock on the door or nothing. I mean, I don't even know. I've never met him.
It's crazy. Like, you don't hear about that anywhere, you don't really realize how real the world can be until it's like close to home,
Now, that young man there that you just heard from, he tells me he's only lived here for about a year, but similar circumstances to the other neighbor who's lived here for several years. This is something none of them have ever seen nor expected to have happen right here in their own neighborhood. Brian, I'll send things back over to you.
A tragedy just days before Christmas. Annika, thank you. Now, we broke this news on the ABC4 News app, and as the investigation continues, updates will come. So you can download our app for the latest headlines in your pocket 24 hours a day.